10:35 a.m. Oh, yeah, just waiting for them to head my way. Sitting out here on the balcony, enjoying our very mild temperatures this morning. And, well, really don't have a whole lot to see out here today, as they are flying away from me. I guess they don't have too much to show me. Well, that's good. That's perfectly fine. So yeah, we are out here enjoying this very moderate morning as far as temperature, and as far as our sky, that is even very moderate. But speaking of the sky, well, I don't know who's really been paying attention to what as far as my content. But here recently, I have been recording an awful lot of very strange, ooh, anomalous occurrences within the skies overhead. What's been striking me the most severely as far as contemplating thoughts is these huge waves that I've been capturing in the skies. They cover the whole sky. Typically, right around sunset hours of the night, we could see these waves that cover the whole skies. Here's a screenshot of what I speak. It's not a very good example, but it's what I have. And then a few nights ago we had this very, well, turned out to be a, 41-minute long video to where our skies transform quite dramatically with colorations, with some strange stripings, as well as a sunbeam from the so-called setting of the sun that is in two different colors. One being teal, and the other being, a light shade of red, if you will. Yeah, two different colors. A bicolored sunbeam from the setting of the sun, in which I also have this anomaly, this teal anomaly that I record next to the sun. Well, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, there's no atmospheric explanations for what I recorded, as well as all the lines that were in the sky behind that dual colored sunbeam. And then of course we also have a light beam that crosses the whole sky on another night, looking much like a trail or a streamer, but it's strange how the light travels along this pathway across the sun or across the sky. And then, of course, you know, capturing these so-called UFOs. Yeah, I am putting this, if you haven't already noticed and taken into account. Yeah, I'm using an editing app in order to apply some of these screenshots that I have taken. Strange things. And it's these strangest of things that I record that people really don't like to comment on. Much like within my cryptid files playlist and the UFOs that I capture, these huge, huge skycrafts that I capture within the clouds. Hmm. But yet we got people out there and narratives out there that say, oh, you know what? No, everything is fine. We only have these contrails that do nothing in the skies, right? Well, of course, we also have, these aircrafts that have no trails or streamers whatsoever. This is what I've been waiting on this morning. And this is flying in the direction of the Grand Rapids Airport, but quite high, be coming in for a landing. And furthermore, there is no audible sound that I am hearing from that craft that just flew over. That is what I classify as a no-see-em. Now then, we also have these up here. Wherever you want. I'm having a hard time seeing this. Wherever it is up in here. Then getting ready to fly out of our vision. And that's a small engine aircraft, which is very audible. And seemingly much further away. Okay? But had no problems hearing the sounds of that flying across the sky. Okay, so we also have the strangeness with the sun and moon. And the shadowing on the moon, or the shine on the moon, which does not correlate to the positioning of the sun. Yeah. Fun stuff, don't you think? People don't really like to comment on a lot of what I show. I used to have some people that, some subscribers that, man, they They were hip. They were keen on seeing the things that you're not supposed to see. I used to have people that really studied my recordings. But you can't really do that anymore. Not with this nonsense known as AI. Which, well, gee. Now we've had an AI system that kind of ran amok. Much akin to what Google had stated a couple of years ago, a few years ago, of how, well, I don't know whether it was Bard or Gemini that they allowed to run amok. Yeah. And, well, I have had nothing but issues with this device here lately, especially since I've been doing a little bit more interacting with Gemini through the Google search engine. And for you people that have been doing online searches through the Google search engine and getting your replies or responses of information through AI, through the AI responses, here's something for you to try. First and foremost, whatever phrase or question or what have you that you are putting into the search engine, once again, the Google search engine, and you go ahead and hit that little magnifying glass icon symbolizing to search, and then you get the results from whatever that you have typed into the search engine. Yeah, I think Mr. Hummingbird's a little upset, but anyways, so you go ahead and get the results from that initial search, right? So now what you want to do, because I know a lot of you that are creating community posts using information that you are gleaning from the search engine, specifically, once again, the Google search engine, aka through Gemini. So you get those initial results and you go with that. But this is where you are making a crucial mistake. So you have an X within that search box of which you applied your phrase or words or whatever. Hit that X, but do not delete that original search phrase or question or what have you. No, hit that little magnifying glass again, which symbolizes the search icon, and do another search. And you will see that AI will give you a completely different answer. Well, I should say it is formatted completely different. Basically, it will give you the same information, but it formats it differently. And you know, every time that you repeat that scenario, once again, saving that original phrase or sentence or question that you applied in the search box, you hit that X and then you hit that little magnifying glass over and over again, you will come up with different results. But yet the narrative, the basic narrative remains the same. But if you read in between the lines, that is when you will really start to get the real information. Because, once again, AI has been programmed by people with certain agendas. And everything through the internet anymore, especially through AI, is a lot of double talk, a lot of contradiction. And there's a lot of excuses being made for AI systems, such as, oh, well, AI is hallucinating again, or AI doesn't understand this, or, you know, a lot of excuses going on out there trying to cover up the nonsense of which this advanced technology pervades. It's ridiculous. But I think I have basically stated what I wanted to state. I have recorded what I want to record as far as aircrafts this morning. And as stated earlier this morning within my previous content, I stated this would be a great day for small engine aircraft, which, well, we got one quite far away but quite audible. And of course, we got to see them with no sound and no trail. And now I've also applied these screenshots for further examination. I think what I wanted to accomplish has now been done. So on that note, I'm going to continue to enjoy sitting out here, taking in any sights or sounds, and, well, who knows? If anything of interest does appear, I'll do my best to record and share. But until then, thank you for joining me here, once again back here on this flip side of reality. Take care, have yourselves a great one. This is Skywise out.